Yeah, that's right. I see the chat. I see y'all rocking. I see y'all coming. Hit that like button as you enter the building. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Show your love. Show your support. You know what I'm saying? This that dope soul. This that new thing. Nobody don't know about it.
Hello, Knick family. Welcome to the New York Knicks game recap and reaction show. I'm your host, Stephanie, aka Queen, without my partner, Geoff Klafter. Hopefully he's enjoying his vacation. The Knicks did the damn thing last night. And regardless of how you felt about this tournament, whether you were into it or not, I would think you had to be impressed by how the Knicks played, or at least how they responded in the fourth quarter. I'm not a big cup person, but I was really intrigued by this matchup. Really interesting to see, how the Knicks play against, the ball handling pressure of San Antonio guards. You know, the Wimby effect, how we would be able to handle him. Like, those are the things I was looking for going into the game to find out more about this team, whether we won or not. And the Knicks won. The Knicks did the damn thing. Now, it was pretty even in the first half, at least statistically, pretty even in field goal attempts, three-point attempts, offensive and defensive rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, turnover, points in the paint, second chance points, fast break points. It was pretty even when you looked at the stat sheet at halftime. Knicks down 2, only 2, and we'll get into that later. San Antonio pulled ahead in the third quarter, kind of beating us at our own game in terms of, dominating the offensive boards, getting second chance points. I think they had 7 offensive rebounds to the Knicks 2, 12 second chance points to the Knicks 7. They led by as much as, I believe it was 11 points maybe in that third quarter. And the Knicks responded with a belt to ass fourth quarter. It was amazing to watch. They outscored San Antonio, 35-19, points in the paint, 16-4, offensive rebounds, 11-2, second chance points, 13-2, and there was some phenomenal individual performances in that fourth quarter. And even if it wasn't like a big performance, it was big moments by multiple people and that players in that fourth quarter to make it happen. Clarkson, by the way, led the team in scoring in the second half. I believe he had 13 of his 15 points in the second half. He led the team in scoring in the fourth quarter. He had 8 fourth quarter points, hit the big 3 to tie it, hit another big 3 for us to go ahead by 3. I believe it was 2 consecutive 3-pointers. And I don't believe we trailed after that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Listen, you could talk about the Jordan Clark experience, as Geoff likes to say, but there's 2 parts of it. And this was the second part. Like, somebody that plays with a lot of heart, not afraid to take the big shot, has experience in the playoffs. This was a playoff atmosphere. Remember, Utah hasn't been in the playoffs the last few years, but Clarkson was on that team with Rudy Gobert, and Mitchell, right? So he has playoff experience, and he did not disappoint last night. Mitchell effing Robinson last night, 8 of his 15 overall rebounds was in that fourth quarter, 6 offensive rebounds in that fourth quarter. Overall, I thought he played Wimby very, very well. And I think overall it was a Mitchell Robinson throwback defensive performance. I don't think Mitchell Robinson has been playing up to his defensive potential, in my opinion, in terms of how I've seen him in the past. But I thought this was a throwback defensive performance by Mitchell Robinson last night. Hart, 2 of 2 in that fourth quarter. And again, I'm just talking about the fourth quarter. We'll go over the entire game, but just how the Knicks responded in that fourth quarter, outscoring them 34-19. Hart with a huge 3 off the dribble to extend the lead. I believe we were up 3 or 5. He finds himself with the ball at the top of the key with 5 seconds left. Brunson passes it to him. I'm like, yo, what are you like? What are you doing? And now Hart is staring down the end of a shot clock, and he's dribbling, trying to set up his guy, and I'm like, my God. And he pulls up and he hits a big three to um, extend the game, and then obviously leaving, in my opinion, the most impressive performance in that fourth quarter um last, and that's Kolek. Kolek played 10 fourth quarter minutes. 11 of his 13 points was in that second half. He had 6 in the fourth quarter, along with 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He was plus 16 in the fourth for those that are, plus minus. And to me, that doesn't even tell the story of his play. Like, the box score is going to tell you what happened statistically, but it was what Kolek's presence and his ball handling, how that allowed us to play. Like, that's what's important. Um, you know, San Antonio did a great job of pressuring our ball handlers. They limited Brunson. He could not get to the spots he wanted to get to. They took Bridges out of the game with their ball pressure. I just did not think Bridges did a good job handling the ball against pressure. He just wasn't. And so now here we are in the fourth quarter, throwback circa 2024, 2025, with Brunson bringing the ball up by himself, taking up much of the shot clock to do so, to get the ball over half court in the corner, as Clyde Frazier would say, we're now the half court line and the sideline is basically another defender. And he turns the ball over, and kudos to Mike Brown, who did not hesitate to run down the bench and put Kolek in the game. First, to recognize that we need another ball handler in the game, and 2, to trust Kolek that he can be that, and kudos to Kolek, who has shown himself, right, with Shamit out, with McBride out. He's getting more minutes, because remember, he was out of the rotation when we were fully healthy, right? But he's back in the rotation, given the injuries, making the most of his minutes. And Mike Brown trusted him in the fourth quarter, in what appeared on TV at least to have playoff intensity, to put him back in the game, and he delivered. Now, he was somebody who got into the lane all night, was able to generate good looks for the Knicks. None better than, driving into the lane, deep into the paint, and with the cross court, whatever kind of hook pass you want to call it, to OG on the other side of the court, left side baseline. And OG, and we'll talk about him, later, pulls up for a huge 3. So again, I don't think you can, even though his numbers were good, I think it was 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I don't think it really told the story of Kolek's impact last night. I thought he was phenomenal in the fourth quarter. Money time. It was money time. And he delivered. But just a few things about the overall game, and then I'll get to the chat. I thought our ball handling was shaky last night. It was shaky. I don't think Brunson's ball handling was shaky, but like I mentioned, I thought that the guards overall, particularly Stephon Castle, did a really good job limiting Brunson, making it difficult. He whatever Brunson got last night, he earned, and he was inefficient last night. I think he shot 40.7% from the field, 20% from 3, only went to the free throw line 4 times. Like, that's part of it. If you're trying to slow down Brunson, it's not just the, trying to impact his efficiency. Also, don't send him to the line. And they did a good job. He only had 4 free throw attempts last night. I mentioned earlier, I thought when Bridges had the ball, I just thought his handle was shaky. This was a playoff atmosphere, in my opinion. At least that's what it felt like to me watching it. And you really get to see how the intensity ratchets it up defensively in the playoffs, particularly if you have guards who can ratchet it up, right? There's some teams that may not have that. But if they do, and they're making it hard for Brunson, and you don't have anybody else on that team that can relieve the pressure, it could be tough. the good thing about this team and why I like its makeup is that even with Brunson's inefficiency, there was enough contribution around him to make up for him. And Brunson acknowledged it himself. Robinson stepped up with the offensive rebounds. Clarkson stepped up with the huge two threes to tie the game and the go-ahead three. Who else he mentioned? Mitchell Robinson, Kolek, of course, and then OG. And then OG. Listen, OG had 28 points. He led the team in scoring, but he had 20 of them in the first half. Can you imagine where the Knicks would have the Knicks would have had to dig themselves out of if it wasn't for OG Anunoby's 20 first half points? He was phenomenal. And he kept us in it. We were down 2 at the half, but it could have been much worse. And the second point I want to make, again, before I get to the chat, is San Antonio got into the key at will. Those guards, not only did they make it difficult for Brunson, difficult on our ball handlers, and I thought Kolek did a really good job, they got into the key at will. The point of attack defense just was not there. The perimeter defenders just were not there. They missed wide open shots. I believe they shot like 41% from the field. They got the looks, particularly in the first half. They got the looks. They took 39 3-pointers. That's not really their style, from what I understand. And they, I think they shot decently from the 3-point line, but they got enough of them. They got enough of open shots. So I think, the Knicks won this game, but I think we do have to look at the ball handling on this team. We do have to look at the point of attack defenders on this team. McBride was out. When he comes back, that's definitely going to would have helped last night in terms of keeping them out the lane. But I think the Knicks really dodged a bullet last night because they had no answer for them as far as getting into the paint. All right. I got some other points, but let me check in with with the chat. Oh, I just wanted to show this, not the box score. This gives you just a sense of the flow of the game. That second quarter and that third quarter was all San Antonio. And then in the fourth quarter, the Knicks just flipped the script. And outscored them 35-19, offensive rebounds, points in the paint, second chance points. The Knicks just did the damn thing in that, in that fourth quarter. But let me get to the chat. Let me see. All right, let me get to the chat. Shout out to Fox Sports Talk. It's Kolek. Great game last night. Dwayne Dennis, ticket tape parade tonight. Hell yeah, we did it. We won the 2025 Cup Championship, king of the NBA, and you know that? Yeah. And listen, I read somewhere that the Knicks will not be hoisting the NBA Cup banner. I think that I read that in an article. Someone let me know if you've heard the same thing. Salute to you, Kerry Cox. I appreciate you. Impressive performance by Mitch and Tyler Kolek. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. DJ Space Ghost, appreciate you. Salute, great win and league statement. There was no other game in the NBA except for that game last night. Good afternoon. Good morning, sis. Yeah, well, afternoon now. For sure, Latoria B. Doing double duty was up last night. I heard you with Freezy last night. I'll be catching you guys at least the beginning part before I got to go to bed myself. Appreciate you rocking with us. 3DY NBA. Congratulations to the Knicks fans. Thank you. I appreciate that. In game, appreciate you as well. Fox Sports Talk. Mitch was a beast. He was absolutely a beast. It was a throwback defensive performance for Mitchell Robinson. I think the offensive rebounds for the most part has been consistent this season. And even this was up a notch, right? 15 rebounds in 18 minutes. I mean, come on. Come on. Diver down 50-04 fourth quarter. The whoop ass. That was the whoop ass quarter right there. In-game Hart drains the three in front of De'Aaron Fox. Really? Okay. All right. The Grit 0180 talking about Hart, I believe that was a no, yes moment. Yes, it was. And I was like, yo, Brunson, you the clutch guy. Why are you giving it to Josh Hart? But to me, it just shows a lot about this team overall. It was a rough third quarter, right? The Knicks were down by as much as 11, I believe it was, but there's just no quit in this team. And there's just the step up factor has been phenomenal with the injuries and players in and out of the lineup. Even Towns went down with a calf injury. I didn't even think he was coming back. Mitch came in here, hold my beer. Don't even worry about it. And he was phenomenal in Towns' absence. Yeah. Endgame said he knew it was going in. I didn't. I was hoping. Fox Sports Talk, Kolek provides playmaking and a second ball handler that Deuce doesn't. That is true, but Deuce with the point of attack defense, and we need that. It was on clear display last night that we don't have it. And if they were able to knock down some more of those open looks they got, we could be talking about a different outcome this morning. We definitely need Deuce back, in my opinion. McFadden and Whitehead ain't no stopping us now. We on the move, no doubt. Delusional, see you Thursday. Delusional, the Knicks play Thursday, so we going on tonight. Hopefully you can make it. We miss you. We miss you. You part of the collective. But yeah, it's gonna be tonight. And for everyone who looks forward to the show on Thursday, that show is tonight. Jason Benjamin, appreciate you always rocking with us, always supporting the channel. Hopefully this ends the trade Kolek narrative, in my opinion. I don't even think it's a trade Kolek narrative. I don't think it's a trade Kolek. I don't think it's like, we don't want Kolek, let's get rid of him. I think it's more about some fans believe that the Knicks need to improve their team. And if that means Kolek has to go, then he has to go. We have to improve, right? I don't think anybody's just saying, oh, trade Kolek to trade Kolek, he's trash. It was more about, we might need to upgrade. And if we need to upgrade, Kolek can't be the one to hold us back. So I think Kolek, Daddy A, depending on the person, Hart, McBride, everybody is on the table. I don't think anybody is untouchable other than Brunson, if the front office feels like they want to upgrade this team. And one thing that was on clear display, in my opinion, was the lack of ball handling. Period, point blank. And I don't think McBride is going to solve that. I don't think Shaman is going to solve that. And I'm talking about against tough, one-on-one point of attack defenders. That's what I'm talking about. We've gone back and forth in the Knick community. Do the Knicks need a ball handler? Do the Knicks need another wing? Do the Knicks need another big to kind of insulate if Mitch can't go? And the Knicks can use all of it. What do they need the most? In my opinion, it's a ball handler. It is a ball handler. DJ Space goes, Kolek has earned the trust of the players and coaching staff with his hard work and dedication. Just no doubt about it. King Ribby RM. King Ribby, yeah. Yes, it was posted on Bleacher Report. Yeah, so the Knicks won't hang up. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think they should or shouldn't? What's your thoughts on whether or not the Knicks should raise a banner with this win? I guess they want to win it all. Yep. Jason Benjamin, keep this team together. No trade unless it's an up court in the front court. Yeah. So I disagree. The Knicks need another ball handler on this team. Bridges ain't it. I don't think McBride is it. I don't think Shaman is it, in my opinion. And as well as Kolek has played, and again, when I talk about the young guys, it's like you've never heard me say anything negative about Kolek, that Kolek can't play, Daddy A can't play, these guys are not going to be good NBA. I've never said anything about them individually, ever. For me, it all comes down to, in the playoffs, are you taking a chance on a young player in a big role? We're not talking about the 10th guy who in the playoffs, they the 10th, 9.5, 10th guy. They don't play well. You don't play them in the second half. You ratchet their minutes up or down, depending on how they. No. We're not talking about the 10th guy. Don't get me wrong. Do you want a young guy in a significant role on a championship contending team, playing backup minutes to Jalen Brunson, who will probably play 40 minutes last night, probably play 40 minutes in the playoffs a night, especially there's no back-to-backs in the playoffs. So whoever that player is getting what, 8, 9 minutes. But they may also play with Brunson and get more minutes. Do you want, in those non-Brunson minutes, even if it's just 8 or 9, a young player? And the answer for me is no. I don't care how Kolek plays the rest of the season. He can ball out. You're trying to mitigate risk, in my opinion. Now, can you get a veteran and a veteran stink it up? Absolutely, but you're playing the percentages. You're saying, you know what? What are the chances that Kolek may not be consistent in the playoffs? What's the chances that a seasoned veteran ball handler may not be consistent in the playoffs? Both is possible. Kolek can play well and the veteran can stink. Both are possible, right? You're playing the percentages, right? And so this is me. This is not about Kolek per se. I think he's developing well. His confidence is growing. The team and the coaches' confidence is growing in him. His defense has been, solid, fighting over screens. He's able to get into key. He's getting us, easy shots. But you got to keep in mind, and I'm not taking anything away from Kolek. This is one game, right? If this was a series, best believe the next game they're going to have something from Kolek for Kolek, and he might rise to the challenge. You don't know, right? My point is mitigate risk if you can, and even if you are going to keep Kolek in that role, you still need another ball handler on this team in case he doesn't perform well. You're not, hung out to dry. You have somebody else, a veteran that you can bring in. So that's just where I stand on it, and it's okay. We don't have to agree as a community. Some of you may feel like he's playing well in the regular season. He played well in this cup game, playoff experience. I trust him that he'll play well throughout the playoffs. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer there. We all have different opinions about it. Let me know in the chat, replay game. Let me know if you feel like, the Knicks don't need another ball handler given Kolek's performance, not just in this game, but since, he's been in the rotation, or whether, no matter what, I think we need to shore up the ball handling. All right, Dwayne Dennis next up to the plate to get spanked. Knicks riding high. Knick fans riding high. Detroit Pistons, Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets. All right. Raul Rosado, 79-16. I hope I got that right. I think people are saying for Kolek upgrade or get traded for an upgrade. Okay. All right. Okay. What is that? Great take debates, 30-38. I'm loving that. Congratulations, Knicks. Pistons fans here letting you know league may help us to become the championship favorite. Yeah, I think we played Detroit twice in January, once in February, if I'm not mistaken. Really looking forward to that matchup. Great take debates. Detroit has grown up, at least before my eyes. You're probably someone who watches them every game. I think that the playoffs last year has really, helped them out, really helped them understand what it takes. And they're just rolling. They're just rolling this season. And I'm really looking forward to the competition between them. All right. Ralph Unreal, keep McBride and Shamit. All right. Okay. 3D YNBA, just find a point guard who doesn't need to score. David Smith, appreciate you. Listen, David Smith. I'm taking notes during the game. I take notes to do the show just to try to, yeah, I know my condition. Just try to keep all my takes in order. Karl Anthony Towns' rotations last night were on point, and they've been like that for the past few games. And I really hope this is the new cat. I mean, and he was rotating on time as well. He wasn't late. And just rotating and being big. You know, there was, you know, at least one, it could have been more verticality plays. Just getting his hands up. His reaction time was good. He was good last night on the defensive end. And let me tell you something. Like we talked about Kolek coming in the fourth quarter, not just statistically, but what it allows the Knicks to do with Brunson not having full ball handling responsibilities. You get Cat, who, you know, is doing well in defensive metrics in terms of rim protection, and he's rotating. And this is the Cat you're getting for the rest of the season. That changes everything for the Knicks as well, besides what he offers us on the offensive end. Because now you can stay with those 5-out lineups longer if he's playing defense like that. And I think that raises the ceiling of the Knicks championship aspiration. It raises the ceiling if Cat is playing defense like that. And I don't think I'm overstating it. Let me know in the chat if you think I'm overstating it. But I think if this is Cat and how he's going to play defense, he can stay on the court longer, provided he doesn't get into foul trouble. Those lineups can stay up there longer and not give up as much defensively. And you're hoping the offense will continue to hum, because we're just a better offensive team when Cat is on the floor. And quite frankly, in the lineups with Cat, we're a plus as well in those lineups. So kudos to Cat last night as well. Jason Benjamin, appreciate the super chat. We complain about not having a secondary ball handler, and we have one who's playing with fresh legs. Jason Benjamin, it's just a difference of opinion. I get what you're saying. You want to keep Kolek. Kolek is playing well, and you don't mind taking the risk in the playoffs. You believe, given what you've seen, that in the playoffs, Kolek is going to be that same dude. That's fine. Some of us just don't feel that way. It's all cool. You know what I mean? It's all cool. I get you. He is a good secondary ball handler. It's not about Kolek, just in general. Some of us have different opinions about, does that mean we don't need another ball handler for the playoffs? You know? And I'm not talking about trading Kolek. Jason, don't come in here being David Smith, boxing with shadows, right? Like nobody is talking about trading Kolek, you know, but obviously if there's an upgrade, everybody is on the table. Everybody is on the table except for Jalen Brunson, in my opinion. Latoria says she's taking that chance with Tyler. He's not a rookie. He just showed you he can handle pressure situations in that particular game. Yeah, remember, if you're going for a championship, it's 16 straight games. Not just you have to win 16 games to win the championship, but not only that, teams will make adjustments in the playoffs because you're seeing them over and over again, right? But yeah, shout out to you. All right. David Smith, Town field goal attempts, touches, minutes all down this year in their career lows. Okay, but the Knicks are positive plus minus when he's in the game. He's still doing his thing. He still has gravity. Even last night, Brunson wasn't great last night, but he still has gravity. That gravity, the fact that you have to pay attention to him, opens things up for other players. Our fan base is hot and cold, night and day. One day they want to trade you. Then you have one good day and they want to renew your contract, 4-year guarantee. Yeah, like for me, I try not to get too high or too low on a performance or even a stretch of performances, right? So Mitch was phenomenal last night. So do we extend him? You know, Bridges was not that great last night. So should we put him in the trade now for Giannis? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to run hot and cold with these players. I feel like you got to see a player over seasons to get a real good sense of who they are, right? You got to see them over in multiple different situations to get a good sense of who they are, not based on a game, not based on a stretch of games. So I'm with you, Dwayne Dennis. Um, but that's just part of being a fan. Like, I mean, that's just, no knock. I think that's just part of being a fan. The Knicks lose, they don't look good. Oh my God, what is this team? We're not championship contenders. Are you kidding me? We need A, B, and C. We beat San Antonio. Scheduled a parade. We about to do this. That's just being, that's just being a fan. Yeah, let's see. Does Kolek get minutes with Shaman and Deuce return? It's possible that Shaman is out of the rotation. Like Mike Brown, the rotation is tight right now. He played 8 last night. I'm not counting Hawk Porty, who played 2 minutes and got a steal. I was like, make the most of your minutes. Dove on the floor. I don't know if he was credited with the steal, but that led to a fast break dunk by OG Anunoby. Make the most of your minutes. But for the most part, Mike Brown played 8. When those two come back, is it going to be 11? I mean, is it going to be 10? Or does Deuce, and not Deuce, Deuce is definitely playing. Does Shamit become situational? Does Kolek become situational? Or is it a situation where both guys play, but they're getting like under 10 minutes each? We shall see. We shall see. Kev Berg, we know Cat is good for one offensive foul a night. Other than that, he has been improving defensively. And I think that's just effort. Like, I don't think he's doing anything high level, right? He's just being where he's supposed to be as a team defender. And hopefully that will continue. Kerry Cox, JB, OG, Cat were excellent. Mitch and Tyler were huge, along with Jay Hart. Bridges did all the things that don't show up in the stat sheet. I mean, you're right about that. I mean, Bridges, let me see. Oh, that's kind of small. Let me see. let me see if I can if I have it here. Bridges he played 33 minutes, 4 of 12 from the field. Wow. 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. Went to the line twice, made 2. He did have 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. For those who are into plus minus, he was -10. Not his best game, by any stretch. I showed the standings. Sorry about that. I'm not sure if you guys can see it unless you're on your 50-inch TV. But this was the box score. I was reading off Mikal Bridges. Wasn't a great night for him. Wasn't a great night for him at all. But kudos to Mike Brown in the fourth quarter, taking him out. And Josh Hart, too. Josh Hart played 30 minutes. There was a stretch when he wasn't in the game either. And I like that. I like that. If you're playing well, play more. You're not playing well, maybe you need to sit down. When Brunson turned the ball over, I ain't know Mike Brown can move that fast. He went from the front of the bench to the back of the bench in like 0.2 seconds. And Kolek was in the game. Good move by him. Good move by him. But to your point, David Smith, I'm not sure what happens. All right. All right. Sham can shoot. Yeah, he can. Harry McBride will have a spot. Shaman is basically done. All right. Okay. All right. David Smith, Cat shot 50% on only 12 attempts. Ridiculous for a star of his. Listen, every game calls for something different. The Knicks won the game. Period, point blank, hard stop. The Knicks won the game. It's not about getting him so many shots. Every game is different. Every game is different. Yeah. No, he had an off night, but when he was pulled for Tyler down the stretch, he stood up. Of course, like I have no concerns about Bridges as a teammate. No qualms, about it. Guys are generally rooting and happy for each other, absolutely. And I don't remember that ever being an issue for the Knicks. Yeah. Anyway, let me see. I might not have anything else. Let me see. I talked about Cad and his great rotations, Brunson, how the guards made it difficult for him. We talked about Kolek. We talked about Clarkson. We talked about Robinson. We talked about Hart. We talked about the defense or lack thereof in terms of point of attack defense and getting the guys, keeping them out the paint. We talked about the no banner. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about last night's game. The weekly show is tonight at 9 p.m. The Knicks play the Indiana Pacers tomorrow night. Friday we play Philadelphia. Sunday we play Miami. So we're going tonight. Give the chat a shout out. Anti-social Olo. I hope I got that right. I appreciate you. Kerry Cock, Nick Yak in the building. Appreciate you. Kev Berg, David Smith, always rocking with us. Jason Benjamin, always rocking with us. Appreciate you supporting us with the super chat. Allows us to pay the bills around here. So thank you. Thank you for that. Latoria B, I appreciate that. Who is that? Pressure. I appreciate somebody just sent me a text about the Knicks. I can't, I can't read it. Who else in the chat? Darlene Bryant says, I appreciate you rocking with us. Wayne Peterson, I appreciate you rocking with us. Ralph Unreal, always a pleasure. Dwayne Dennis, if I didn't mention it already. DJ Space Coast, building blocks. Put the banner in the opposite of the 1973 put it on the opposite end of the 1973 banner, right? If you don't want to put it next to it, put it on the opposite end, but put it in there. All right, I appreciate you. Great tape debates. Detroit Pistons fan, I would imagine. Thank you for rocking with us as well. Raw Rosado. Yeah. Hope that's Fox Sports Talk. I appreciate you. I don't know. Is that Foxy? Not sure. But I appreciate you rocking with us as well. Kerry Cox, I don't know if I forgot you. 3DY NBA, appreciate you. In game. If I missed you, y'all know my condition. But I appreciate y'all, rocking with me, rocking with, with the channel. Be sure to catch us tonight at 9.
Sister, you one of a kind.
Yes.
Sister, it's time you
That's
shine. Dope Soul.
Where you at?
Dope Soul.